Painting the old principal's office, $6,720. $6,720. Okay? I don't understand that. I will come over and paint that office. I'm off from work for 2 weeks. Give me a paint roller. Okay? That's a lot of money. Okay? That's a lot of money. And so I just want to get this out there because last year I was here. I was the Paul Revere of the school bond. I was Paul Revere. The bond was coming and I just had learned about it and got out there. Instead of Christmas shopping, I was telling the public, we have a bond. It's a big bond. And it's a bond we need to investigate. It's a bond we need to dissect. I do believe that buildings should be maintained. I do believe that if you don't maintain a building, the cost is going to be excessive down the road. And that mansion, as we speak, moisture is getting in. Whenever it rains or whenever there's hail or whatever, there's further deterioration. Has there been tarp or something put on the roof so it doesn't deteriorate? That's my question, because you can't just leave it there hoping that one day it's going to repair itself. And another thing, when the Warburg family gave this mansion to this district, okay, it was supposed to be maintained and taken care of, not neglected. Not neglected. And I'm passionate about this because it's a part of Hartsdale history. We have beautiful architecture, and it's allowed to deteriorate, and there's no reason for it. There's absolutely no reason for it. And we can't just look at it as another old building we can knock down. So the most important question is, what are we doing about the mansion? When are we doing it? Because I need to know. This is winter time, and that building is slowly deteriorating beyond its deteriorated state. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Ives.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. Hi. I'm here tonight on behalf of the Highview PTA and also the Hartsdale Committee for Educational Excellence. I'd also like to speak, if I have time, to another topic. I'll start tonight with my PTA work and my H&A work. I would like to call your attention, please, to two things. First, LOHUD reported this week that 6 pedestrians have been struck in Greenberg since September, 1 fatally. We've had some serious injuries, 2 students from Sacred Heart School. Supervisor Feiner is creating a safety commission to review these issues. Unfortunately, we feel he's duplicating work already done by the Hartsdale Neighbors Association and others. The H&A is urging the town board to review work that's already been done on safety. To that end, I would like to invite the board, please get involved in this conversation in some way. Reach out to the town board, join that safety committee. We need to make these streets safer. And I'm offering H&A, both the safety committee and the Educational Excellence Committee are working for you. We are doing some work. If we can amplify your voices or carry words for you and with you, working together, we may make a little bit of a difference. With my PTA hat here at Highview, I'd like to request, please, that as we look at the safety concerns around Highview, around Hartsdale, we extend that all the way down Central Avenue to here. We have had parents speak to us about safety concerns turning left in and out of this school. They're concerned about students, they're concerned about the playground down at Webb Field, they're concerned about the buses. The conversation is happening, but it's happening around us, and I think we need to be in the middle of it. So I'm going to do my best in every way I can be, and if I can partner with you, please let me know. But in the rest of my time, I'm going to put on my other hat and come as a Democratic district leader for right over here, over the hill. We are working on a get out the count on behalf of the census. I have asked the census committees coming from the Democratic offices in Westchester to give us a number. We know right now, and it has been verified, that every person who isn't counted is a $50,000 hit to Greenberg. What I want is a number from the offices to tell us what that means to our school district for every underrepresented child, that family that's not counted, what is it costing us? Because I think if we see it on paper, we can know how hard we need to fight to make sure our families are counted. We do have some underrepresented populations within the school district. We know that those areas need to be outreached and counted. And if we can help in that way, the PTA has your back. But we need your leadership on that, okay? That's it. I'm going to yield my time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ives. Okay. Ms. Allen.
I have one simple but complicated question. Last year we were advised that our buildings were in such serious disrepair that they needed to be replaced. The bond that was floated was voted down by the Greenberg community. I would like to know, when are we going to hear the plan about the critical repairs that need to be done? When are we going to get started on that? When is the community going to find out what's going to happen?
Thank you, Ms. Allen. Okay, Ms. Lazari.
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm Sarah Lazari. I am representing myself tonight, and I just wanted to speak and hear, hopefully learn from you all a little more about plans for ECP and for specifically I wanted to talk about the playground again. I know that you all aren't sure or weren't sure what was sort of happening next year, but as time's moving on, I know there's an orientation meeting in January. We want to know, I was wondering what is happening with ECP for next year. Is it full-time again? Where are the kids going to be? And I just wanted to let you know that I'm still really disappointed with the status of the playground at Lee F. Jackson. I brought a few pictures that I'm going to pass around to you, and these are pictures that, they were amongst other ones that our teachers take and periodically send to the parents. So these are from November, and I think it just shows you the lack of equipment that these kids are playing with. So I'm going to pass those around. And I know that was part of it. Takes a lot to build a playground, but maybe in the meantime, there needs to be something done, because when you're looking at these pictures, it is not enough. According to what teachers have told, my teachers told me that the kids just need something to climb on, something. It doesn't have to be an award-winning playground, but it needs to be something. Maybe it's like the structures that have been at the mansion. Those seem to me to be small structures. It's not a real playground. Maybe we can get some of those. Maybe that's inexpensive and can be sort of a stopgap for the rest of this year. Because again, I've heard from teachers that what's there is just not enough. It's not enough for the kids. They need to climb. And a friend of mine has been told that by another teacher as well. So I just wanted to hear updates on that. Thank you.
Ms. Lazari, I'm going to look at your pictures. I am having a reaction to your statement because I thought that this was taken care of. So I don't know if Dr. Chase or Mr. Falcone can explain, because I thought the last time we had a meeting, I cannot remember when it was, we've had so many meetings, but we were at Woodlands High School. Miss O'Neill was sitting over on this side of me, and I believe we were told that equipment was arriving the very next day. And you're nodding yes, so you remember this meeting. Can someone fill me in on exactly what is going on? I have not looked at your pictures yet, so I don't know if it's in there. And that would be a question for either Dr. Chase or Mr. Falcone. Please let me know exactly what is happening with the playground at Lee F. Jackson, please. So are we? I'm sorry.
Agreeing to going out of the order
Okay.
you mentioned to
Okay, so at
answer
the end.
questions now, or are we going to answer them at the end?
At the end, I will wait. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Weems. Thanks, Ms. Allen.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I'm Patricia Weems, and I have a lot of questions. I did the walkthrough. It took a lot of energy, but I made it. What I didn't like was a lot of things. One, there was no plan for our temporary removal from the mansion to where we are, and we ended up spending like $240,000, and I asked about this previously, and it was supposed to be paint and cleaning the rugs. And we still have a displaced principal with no place to go. And if he does have a place, it's not enough. Now, if we're going to do all of this changing and we're spending $240,000, somewhere around there, $250,000 to do the changes, then we are inadequately dealing with our money for something that is going to be temporary. If you didn't have a plan before, you should have had one before we started and not spending $240,000. Okay, that's just part of it. When I got tired, I took a break, and I had to sit down, and that was at the end. And I had an opportunity to speak to the gentleman who was giving me rides on the elevator and whatnot. And they had a luncheon for the IB program, and they needed 2 tables. Well, the one gentleman, one of the custodians, walked all the way over to wherever it was, the gym or wherever, to find a table. And I asked the one gentleman who was with me, I said, why didn't you just call? Why didn't you use, intercom or whatever system you have? And I found out there was only 2 custodians working this day. Now, you can't have 2 custodians for a building that size. At the auditorium, you had a child sitting outside waiting for a BOCES bus, for the bus to take him to BOCES to his program. The auditorium was pitch black. The door had a sign on it, do not enter, and all of these kids were going in and out of the door, So I walked over to see what's going on the inside, and since I was that age one time, I would have been right inside with everybody else having a good time. Children weren't where they were supposed to be. This is what I call safety for a school. Not in a room that's dark, the size of the auditorium, which should have been locked. You only have 2 custodians. They couldn't deal with it. The monitors were busy. So what were the kids doing? They were waiting for the bus for BOCES. I don't know how many students there were, but students should have been allocated a space to be. They should not have been in the auditorium, should not have been out in the hall, sitting on the floor. I thought the little child was sick, so I was getting ready to go ask him, do you feel okay? I shouldn't have had to do that. There should have been a place for the children to be supervised. Any child at Woodlands High School or any school that we have is there to be supervised, not to run on their own and do what they wish. Another question is, I didn't get, Ms. Krause, I did not receive my agenda, and on that agenda that I just got today, right now, is Dr. Valenti is up for tenure. Why? Dr. Valenti is, it's got to be 90 years old. Yes. No, yes, I can. No, I'm serious. What do you do when you're saying that you're going to vote on tenure for an employee and I don't have the right to discuss what I feel should be looked at? I would much rather see somebody who is going to be a tenured teacher at our school, who's an assistant superintendent. We can't discuss that. You should want to have intake from the community, not that we can't discuss it.
We're discuss personnel items.
This is not a personnel item. This is.
You mentioned the person's name.
Okay.
You also said some other things.
Well, who is on the agenda report? So if it's on the agenda with Ronald Valenti, then what can I do? everybody in here is an idiot when I'm talking about this position that's open? If I'm here and I want to discuss why we should hire someone
Ms.
who is
Weems,
not.
your time is up.
No, it's not. I still got 5 items on here.
Ms. Weems, I'm
The one-
sorry.
No, I am
Respectfully,
too.
I'm saying that your time is up, please. I'm asking you respectfully to please stop.
And
Your
I'm
time
going to
is
tell
up,
you
please.
respectfully also that y'all called a meeting after the school had closed early. So if
I'd like to make a motion for a recess. I'd like to make a motion for a recess.
Can I get a motion to recess? Can I see a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're in recess. Yes.
Now, can I use the microphone and speak because it's still on and it's still people who are talking?
No, no, you can't do that, Ms. Williams. We're just gonna step out the room so that it can just go down.
So why are we here? All right, now, see, I have a question, and maybe everybody here, somebody here can answer it for me. And that is, one, Mary O'Neill, and this is also for, basically, personnel. She got medical. It's so good. And I don't understand how she got medical. From when she came here, she had medical. I don't care. This is something that everybody who works here, I can say what I want to, and everybody can do what they say. I'm listening. Okay, now while they're talking to Ivy, I will carry on. If you have a person who has, I'm taking it personally. If you have a person who is already has their medical,